commentary. I don't cheat, I'm the game, we getting married.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, bring it.
Ain't no commentary. Ain't no option.
How about that pass? Come on, that was amazing. Nice.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Now a chance to check out which rookies are the best of the best. Still in February, so there is a lot of season left to go. But this group, folks, has separated themselves in the race for Rookie of the Year. He's just not quite in the running at this point, and while he's had a pretty good season, it doesn't look like he'll be a contender.
And you can't give him anything but major credit for what he's been able to do here in his rookie season.
Well, listen, you guys know how hard it is to predict how a guy will handle his first year. But now, with almost a full season behind us, we can say he's shown a ton of character this year.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Thank you very much, Kevin. As Coach Monty Williams tells it of Devin Booker, he's a bucket. Devin can score on many levels. Post up, mid-range, catch and shoot, off the dribble. More than anything, he'll take the wins over stats every time. And that's what I love about him. He's just scratching the surface. Kevin?
He sure is, David. Great report, thanks. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Johnson is out there with Payton. Then it's Michael Porter. Then it's Williams. And it's Allen in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Phoenix, we've got Devin Booker. Smith is out there with Johnson. Then it's Harden. And it's Osman in at the 3 spot. And Greg, as the playoffs loom in the distance, for those teams who have overachieved in the regular season, how do they ensure that their success continues in the postseason?
Well, listen, the skeptics will remain. And you've got to understand the playoffs are a different animal. You have to be resilient and adaptable. And when that adversity hits, that's when your focus has to rise.
Now, here is Harden, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Johnson against Harden. And he's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker. And plenty of games still ahead. Here's a quick rundown of the power rankings thus far. Taking a look at Boston. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And checking out Chicago, they continue to obliterate expectations because they found a way to get the most out of the guys on this roster. And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Smith up top. Back to Harden. Pass to Johnson. This one for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now here's Booker. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Drives to the hoop, and it's sent back by Allen.
Wow, Jared Allen twice on the pipe. Send it back, young sir.
Johnson, the pass to Allen. Johnson inside, guarded by Harden. Porter kicks to Johnson. Shot clock at 5. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on James Harden. Bulls shooting their first free throws of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And Johnson drops them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Booker outside. Shoots the 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
When you're a player like Devin Booker, whether you're playing with the ball or in this instance without, your instinct is, I'm going to rise and fire on the catch. I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Here's the lob to the hoop. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. And Cam Johnson, a surprise pick, Doris, when he was taken 11th back in 2019. Many wondered, I recall, what the Suns saw. Now, that's not the case.
Well, that's exactly right, because most projections had him as a late first-round pick. The Suns front office, give them credit. They saw the upside of Cameron Johnson, and boy, he is now viewed as one of the steals of that draft.
Knocks down the three ball.
Well, Devin Booker, known as a scorer, but this guy is able to put it on time and on target.
And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. 13 points for Johnson.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
The drive by Booker, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Jared Allen.
Well, the strong drive by D-Book just forces the defender's hand right there. You give this guy an opening, and he will attack it.
Free throw good, Booker.
And, you know, Booker might have been a volume shooter, at least early in his career, but now he's a legit #1 option for an offense.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Rush is checked in, and Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Gary Payton. And that one's good by Porter.
And shots like this are why people are just so high on Porter. Has such a quick release on that jumper.
Akwebu passes to Pell. Takes the three. No good on the shot, so the Bulls will take it the other way. Shot and game clock separated by 5. The kick out to Porter. The tray. And they'll get another chance. Goes back up. They double team Johnson. Bulls moving the ball around. The basket good off the assist from Carter-Williams. Johnson's got 15 points.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Bulls out front, leading by 5. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Bulls. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the Bulls, we've got Johnson. Also, Carter-Williams out there. Michael Porter's out there with Allen. And it's Rush in at the 4. Phoenix with the ball. After the Bulls pick up 2. Now the pass to Lyles. Off target from three-point range.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Johnson dishes to Porter. Pass to Johnson. You know, Doris, some of these star players are so skilled. If you were playing, which of those skills do you think would be the most fun?
I'm selfish. I want to. I want to be one of those guys who steps across that court and immediately is within range, so the range shooter would be the first. But I also want to be that freak athlete who everybody's terrified. When I get above the rim, I'm just putting it down on your head.
The Suns shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, Devin Booker's ability to put an offense on his back is huge for any organization. His willingness to absorb and embrace responsibility is so crucial.
Patrick Williams, he's checked in for the Bulls. Payton comes in for Michael Carter-Williams.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
It's stolen by Johnson. To the paint. And finished off by Porter.
He just jumps so fast. I mean, give Porter a chance to dunk, and he doesn't think twice about it.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Pass to Lyles. To the middle. Here's Harden. Good D by Johnson.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Outside, Porter. Back to Johnson. Over in the corner, Williams. 5 on the clock. Johnson kicks to Williams. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Williams has got the lead up to 13 now for the Bulls.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way. Wow, the elevation, the creativity, highlight reel finish by Devin Booker.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Nobody near Williams. And the Bulls, another 3.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Passes it to Lyles. 1:15 left to play here in the half. Back to Booker. Lyles hits a screen for Booker from deep Harden. Chicago grabs the miss. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. It seemed like they got something out of every possession.
Phoenix making some changes. Cameron Johnson's checked in for Trey Lyles, and it's Cedi Osman in for Williams. Johnson against Harden. Booker with the screen for Harden. Over Payton. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Harden's got his second bucket of the night.
And Harden proving why he's an elite ball handler, absolutely cutting the D to pieces with his move.
Johnson, that's for 2, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Booker looking around. We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 5 to shoot. Takes it inside. Good work defensively by Johnson. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Bulls out front as they wrap up the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-6 run. And we'll be back with you right after this.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome.
A clinic. They're getting everything they could ask for at the perimeter. Finding open shots, making the defense look foolish, honestly. You don't like to say that, but that's what they're doing. But that defense has to adapt. The threes will just keep coming down if they don't.
Okay, now we've got some time to take a look at the Eastern Conference standings as the postseason comes into view.
Well, right now for the Bulls, they're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Baller having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. You talk about dialed in.
Well, the break certainly didn't have a cooling effect on him at all. He's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. They've got Smith. Harden out there with Devin Booker. Then it's Johnson, and it's Osman in at the 3. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Chicago shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And that one falls for Johnson. Suns trail by 21. Down low, here's Harden. And the layup's good off the glass. That's 7 points for James Harden.
And the D has to be more aware of Harden, especially when he's operating that close to to the basket.
Bangs home the trifecta.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Johnson with the block. To the inside. The kick out to Porter. Fires for 3. Hits it from three-point range. Porter's got 8 points.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Booker with no one around. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Johnson against Harden. On the wing, Williams. From the arc. And the Bulls, another 3.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Here is Harden. 7 points in the game. And it's Smith, top of the key. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. Here's Johnson. The kick out to Porter. Johnson against Johnson. Payton outside. With a floater and a wide open look for Porter. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
And taken away by Johnson. Inside, Allen. And then Allen slams it in.
Well, why settle for the layup when you can finish with authority? Mr. Allen on the dunk.
Booker against Payton. Can they get it? No good from Booker. And it's Porter with the ball for Chicago. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Rush is checked in, and it's Carter Williams in for Payton. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Phoenix shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
And he's good on the second. We've got 1:28 left here in the 3rd quarter. With the crossover. That's out the key. Rush. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Johnson attacking. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Now here's Harden. He has 7. Sinks the triple.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
From deep, Johnson gets it to go from beyond the arc. Johnson's got 12 points now in the quarter.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end. And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 34. Johnson draws the double. Here's Stevens. The 3-pointer, no good. Phoenix has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Harden the pass to Lyles. Back to Harden. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Akwebu. A rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Over Akwebu. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Chicago Bulls out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter from the... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. Perfect delivery.
We call...
So both teams changing it up here. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. So the Bulls 5 right now. They've got Porter. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Johnson. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Williams at the 4. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Bulls.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Yeah, and I think something they've also worked hard at tonight is crashing the boards. The second chance points have been coming in bunches.
Back to Booker. Clock at 2. There's the 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Johnson surveying the floor. Over Harrison. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. And that's 36 points for Johnson.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
1:46 left to play in the final quarter. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. The kick out to Williams. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Williams has got 11 points here in just the second half.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
Osman, the pass to Pell, and the powerful one-handed slam.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Bulls.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Johnson.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Johnson with a screen on Porter. Here's Osman. Count it.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Johnson. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. "12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Puts up a 3. Offline. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I